I'm Ted. This is the Real Ted G podcast. And so, what's going on with tiny homes? I mean, I went to school with the tiny homes, but I'm sure we're not talking about the same tiny homes. So there's a lot of information out there that maybe the public, part of the public, part of the home buying public, is obviously thinking about high cost of living, high cost of everything, and opting for smaller homes than usual. So I think that makes a lot of sense depending on your height, and definitely budget accordingly. So it's amazing. Obviously, even a home that has 30% less square footage, the heating costs, the electric costs, even everything, the upkeep is obviously lower. So it helps people to be more affordable. And I can see. I mean, sometimes a nice cozy home. I have a cozy home. I have a beautiful little ranch that I'm very comfortable in. But every so often, I see a more beautiful big ranch that I might be even more comfortable in. And you have to take into account the heating bills are probably double. In my case, the electric bills close to double. The cleaning costs. My maid's going to charge me extra, so everything takes its toll. And at the same time, I also think another trend is definitely multi-generational homes or multi-generational purchases, where maybe siblings or aunts or uncles or grandparents and parents and children alike, although most people probably don't want to stay with their parents in any way past the 18-year or 22-year mark, cost-wise, it might make sense. Have a home that you can actually have a relative, an older relative. Maybe down the road they probably need help. And that is definitely another trend because it eliminates or it limits your financial exposure. So whether it's a tiny home or a multi-generational large home, options are out there, and I think that's another driving force. There's great things out there, and there's great options. The interest rates are elevated, people's blood pressure is elevated, so everything's going hand in hand. But tiny homes, maybe they are something to think about for the future. Multi-generational purchases, multi-generational homes, maybe they're the future, or maybe everything's the future because there are so many options open to people these days. I'm Ted. This is the Real Ted G podcast. Hope you enjoyed this short version of a podcast. And you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and TikTok.